Hello and welcome to Acoustic Review. My name's Ben Morgan Brown and today I'm looking at the Nexus coated strings from Rotosound. The result of many requests from Rotosound players for a coated string, the Nexus acoustic strings are a 92/8 phosphor bronze alloy with a clear polymer coating. The plain strings are made from a special platinum plated piano wire and they are available in three different gauges: 10-50, 11-52 and 12-54. For this review I have a set of the 12-54 Nexus strings on my own personal Martin OM. I've had these strings on the guitar for just under a month and the guitar has had at least 30 minutes of playing time every day. I also have a spare set here which I'll be installing so you can hear the strings when they're brand new as well, and we'll put those clips next to each other in the edit so you can hear the differences. So let's have a listen to the comparison clips now and then please join me afterwards for my thoughts. The first thing to note is that the strings come in an airtight foil packaging that should not only mean they arrive factory fresh, but also that there is less waste. Unfortunately, Rotosound don't mention on the packaging itself if it is recyclable, and it would be nice to know this, but the strings definitely arrived feeling and looking brand new, with the red, white and blue ball ends and accompanying diagram making it pretty obvious which string is which when it came to installation. Once the strings were on and tuned up, playing some chords gave me the impression that these strings are louder and quite punchy compared to my normal set, which, if you're wondering, is a 12-53 set of 80/20 bronze from a well-known American brand. Phosphor bronze does, to my ear at least, tend to give a stronger tone than 80/20, but I feel that the Nexus were particularly rich in the mid-range compared to other strings I've tried. This worked well on my Martin, which has a more scooped voice, but I also tried the strings on my Collins guitar, which is already more pushed in the mids, and on that instrument I found they didn't suit the voicing as well as they did on the Martin. Under the left hand, I have to say that these strings have quite a stiff feel, and this wasn't helped initially by the impression that the strings were dragging on the frets. This is something I've experienced with coated strings before, and my guess is that the coating makes the feel of the string against the fret a bit different under the fingers. However, I am pleased to say that after an hour or two of playing, either I got used to this feel, or perhaps the strings wore in a little, as I didn't notice it that much afterwards. Despite Rotosound's claim that the coating subdues finger noise, I actually found the string squeak factor on these strings to be quite high, and although it improved as the strings played in, even after a couple of weeks I still found them to be more prone to squeaks. Now, I fully admit it could be my technique that's at fault, or seeing as this was filmed after the summer of 2020, maybe all that antibacterial hand gel use has dried my calluses out, but personally I found these strings to be noisier than other sets I have used. One thing I can't complain about though is tuning stability. My Martin is about 10 years old and well settled, so it doesn't tend to move much due to humidity or temperature, but even so I was surprised that nearly every time I grabbed it out of the case it was still in tune. I won't pretend to understand the physics behind why some strings stay in tune better than others, but I have used strings in the past that tend to drift a lot, so I take it as a sign as manufacturing quality that the Nexus strings were very stable. One of the main reasons you would go for a set of coated strings is the longevity. The coating stops oil and dirt from your hands penetrating the coils, and as such they should stay sounding fresher for longer. A good test of this for me would normally be a few outdoor summer gigs where the humidity and sweat often kill strings after a couple of hours. Unfortunately, due to the ongoing COVID-19 situation, I haven't been able to try these strings in that environment, but I have been at home a lot with a lot of time on my hands to play guitar, and I haven't noticed a significant drop-off in tone from these strings. They still have a lot of the zing and punch that they had when they were first put on. Reviewing a set of strings is a bit of a difficult task in a video review, as so much of why we tend to prefer one brand to another as players is down to personal preferences such as feel under the hand and tension, etc. And as my experience with the Nexus strings on my Collins shows me, whether the strings work with a particular instrument you own. Prices seem to vary online from around £10 to £13, but that still places these strings at a price lower than some coated strings by other manufacturers, and although I had some initial doubts about the feel of the Nexus strings, what I didn't doubt was the richness of the tone that brought out a punchiness in my Martin that it didn't have with the strings I was using previously. Combine this with the strings remaining fresh and bright over several weeks, and the superb tuning stability, well, I can definitely say I won't be rushing to change these strings once recording is finished. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Acoustic Review. Please subscribe to keep up to date with new videos, and I look forward to seeing you next time.